Welcome back, everybody. It's good to be back. Bandwidth and Banter. Oh my goodness, look at that. We got a druid who loves us very much, as evidenced by her awesome mug. And I'm not talking about her face, although her face also says the same thing that the mug does.
Yes, absolutely.
We have some wonderful people at Stormkeep today for Bandwidth and Banter. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello. Rovendir, Shadow Man.
We got Rovendir, Shadow Man, Dagoth, Banana Tom, Isolade. Oh my gosh, all the wonderful, lovely people here to see the amazing interviewee today. Oh my gosh, we have an extra special guest, one of our own of Stormkeep. You guys, I can't wait. It's amazing.
So excited.
So, it's fantastic, Druid, that we've been able to get this ball rolling so quickly that we can have these continuous people. And sorry to you folks that we didn't get to have a TTRPG talk this week, but we're going to have to just play it by ear from week to week. You know, more than likely, the idea is that we'll have a TTRPG Bandwidth and Banter on either a Wednesday or a Thursday, and it's going to be every other week. So we're shooting for this coming week, and we're pretty confident this coming Thursday we'll be able to make that happen. Yeah. And it'll just be for an hour, but you know, and if we do it every other week, it'll actually happen as often as it was going to. So it's all good. And look who else is here, Insomnia Night RPG. It's kind of funny that you're here, but cool nonetheless. It's fitting because we're going to announce now, after our interview tonight, our next guest next week is...
Insomnia Night!
Right.
I'm so excited.
I know, right? So we are honored that you will join us at Bandwidth and Banter here in Stormkeep, Insomnia Night RPG. Thank you so much, my brother. And we can't wait. We're looking forward to it next Friday, and we were just happy to announce today on our special edition of Bandwidth and Banter with our own itsStarKitty. And it's going to be a little bit extra long tonight, guys, maybe by 15 to 20 minutes or so, just because we know that the conversations and questions might go a little long. We know that many of you have plenty of questions for StarKitty. And so we're basically going to devote that solid 30 minutes or so at the end of our chat today for you guys to ask questions. And we'll wrap up by 8 p.m. Central Time for sure. It's not going to be any more than 2 hours, and maybe a few minutes less. You know, after that, we're going to be doing a regular gaming stream where StarKitty, Banana Tom, and Lucifer Lightbearer and I are going to be playing Celasta. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. We're sorry that we didn't get to see you stream today, Drew, but we do understand.
That is okay. I had to work on some tech projects for my stream behind the scenes to satisfy a particular moderator. So
I wonder who that is.
But it does mean that I have to wait another week for the troll that he has set up for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Yes, Dagoth, we're always working on new stuff for you guys. It is our passion and pleasure and joy to entertain you guys and provide that jolt of joy that you all need in your day, in your week. So, with that said, we're going to jump right into. I know, what a perfect segue, because I'll share with you guys. I have always called this person my avatar of joy. That's my personal kind of nickname for her. We are pleased to introduce to you guys a person who needs no introduction, but here she is, the lovely, gorgeous, amazing, super hyper intelligent, beautiful itsStarKitty.
Bandwidth and Banter, you have been raided.
Is this a kitty raid?
Yes, it's a StarKitty raid.
That is the best introduction ever. Nobody could top that.
It will be kind of hard to top for sure.
That is now a challenge for Insomnia Night. So
Yes, we will do our
think
best.
of your intro.
Thank you. So that means next week you get to come up with the flashy intro for Insomnia Night. We can work on it together, but you're going to be the one throwing it out there. So I see itsStarKitty is taking off the raid hat because she's got to
start with the raid hat.
She's got to switch to her kitty ears. Yes.
Wait for my second appearance now. Let's go. I'm ready.
Right? I know. We figured you guys would get a kick out of that. It was my idea to put itsStarKitty in my seat upstairs, but it was her idea to wear the raid hat with the raid sword. So I got to give her mad props for that. So with this one, I mean, we've kind of covered the introductions. You all know her. You all love her. She happens to have the AKA of Miss Emmeline Ray in our D&D campaign, and she's not a streamer, but she is the support of streamers across Stormkeep, and in ways that you guys don't even realize. And so we love her dearly. And with that, we're going to grill her till she screams. No, I'm just kidding. we actually have some really fun...
Does that count as a scream?
Yeah, no. We have some fun questions for her today. itsStarKitty, you ready for this?
No.
No? Okay. At least she's honest. Druid, you ready for us to throw her on the hot plate and with some olive oil and watch her sizzle?
Don't talk to me about olive oil right now. It's a whole separate topic.
Oh, okay. Now you got my curiosity up. We'll have to discuss that later.
Yeah.
So, itsStarKitty, starting off, please share a boring fact about yourself.
I lurk in streams.
Something that we don't already know.
Boring fact about myself. I lurk in streams.
Okay, apparently the boring fact about herself is that she's stubborn. Which I know to be true.
And the thing is, I can see that being planned, like I'm a lurker. I'm a moderator and a lurker. Because we ask everybody that question.
True.
Yeah, it's nothing too exciting about being a lurker. You just kind of lurk and listen.
Lurk and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional support.
Mm-hmm. Emotional support.
Somebody clip that.
Okay. That's to you, Druid.
Hi, Isbolade. Hi, Dagoth. Hi, Banana Tom. Hi, everybody. Forgot to say that earlier.
That's okay.
What D&D class would you consider yourself to be, IRL?
Stormy asked me this a few weeks ago. Came to the conclusion that I'm a bard.
So clarify for us why we came to that conclusion.
Well, I like to dance, I like music, and I teach fitness classes, so it's a performance in a way. Mm-hmm. So, therefore, bard.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Plus, she's a jack of all trades. She knows quite a bit about today's magic wizardry, which is software and computer stuff, and and then she also she's CPR certified multiple times because of her fitness classes, so she's got a little bit of medical healing, just like a bard does. Mm-hmm. And she's stealthy like a ninja. She can be sneaky, just like a bard can. I know this for a fact, for how many times she scared the bejesus out of me just walking up into the room And you can ask her, I have bat ears, and yet she still can sneak up on me. She rolls nat 20 stealth checks against me all the time. So, StarKitty, tell us about one of your favorite D&D characters.
My favorite D&D character. Oh my gosh.
You don't have to pick one. Just think of the top 3 and tell us about one of them.
Top 3.
Yeah, and let's, besides Emily Ray, because we want to hear about one that we don't know about.
Oh, okay. So top 3, first one I would have to say would be my first D&D character. Her name was Alex. She was a bard rogue that eventually, she was part of the Dark Sun campaign. It was one of the first campaigns that I ran in with Stormy when we first met many, many years ago. And, the Dark Sun world, there's mutations and things like that. So my character started off human and then ended up mutating into a half dragon. It was really cool just to see the transition of everything going on with the character. And yeah, that was a fun campaign. Liked everybody we played with, but I really liked my character. I kind of played her similar to my personality at the time.
Yeah.
So there's that one. My second one would have to be the character I ran in Stormy's Camelot campaign. Played a straight sorceress. Her name was Daenerys Raven Karen, and she was a half-elf. Straight sorceress. She got the nickname Two Spells because in a exhibition fight, we're supposed to have fun and not do, just have fun. It's going up against a party trick wizard. Took him out in 2 spells, and ever since then, she was just 2 spells.
That's amazing.
It's because, nobody told my character that it's just for fun. All she was like, it's an arena match. Okay, I need to take out my opponent. Yes. And my third character would have to be Avalon the Unbroken. This is another character that I ran in a 3rd iteration of Stormy's Haunt world. And I love this character. She was very naive and young, didn't know much about the world outside of where she lived, but the group of people that she was wandering around with, one of them liked to instigate her because she was a wizard. And yeah, she was all like, whenever one of them was like, yeah, we should probably set that on fire. And my character's like, yeah, we should. The other one's like, no fires, but I want to. But what made that character was her familiar, my undead chupacabra named Lyle. Lyle was awesome. I miss Lyle, but I love Philip.
Right on. Okay. I guess the next one is to you, Druid.
Oh my goodness. What D&D character classes have you not played? And also, what character races have you not played? Because you have played a lot.
I have D&D classes I have not played, Barbarian and Monk. I've played everything else besides those 2. Why? I have no idea. I usually will round out the party. I think I've played a majority clerics because every party needs a healer, right?
Mm-hmm.
As far as races that I've not played a half-orc, a halfling. Well, I should just stick to the ones that I have played. Human, half-elf, and elf. Those are the main ones that I usually play.
Right
I've
on.
not played anything else other than there's one campaign I ran a vampire.
Right. Which she was
And
originally
there was another
human,
campaign
so.
I ran a tiefling and then an ASMR.
Right. That's right. You did have a tiefling and an ASMR. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my ASMR was a solo campaign that you did, Stormy.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So, okay. I think you sort of segued into this, and maybe we already know the answer to this based upon what you said earlier. But what is your favorite Stormy NPC voice and personality? or voice or personality?
I have two,
Two? Okay. What are
and
they?
they're both familiars.
Uh-huh.
Actually, three, and they're all
Okay.
familiars.
Okay.
First one is Draco, who is my pixie. Stormy ran me through a solo campaign where I was playing a wizard fighter, and Draco was my thief that would pick locks. You know, it was a very small pixie. Yeah, I love Draco. Second one would have to be Hugo, my familiar from the Camelot campaign with Daenerys, because Hugo is just awesome. And just some of the things that happen in that campaign with Hugo.
This is Hugo.
Oh my gosh. Yes, Hugo is my baby owl.
Baby owl. I just stuck my finger up its butt.
Yeah, for one Halloween, I did cosplay as my D&D character, so that's why I have the little baby owl.
That's amazing.
And the third one would have to be Lyle, my undead chupacabra.
I love Lyle. I love Lyle.
Ah, man, Lyle. Have you heard Lyle's voice?
No.
I haven't done it yet. I'm saving that one for something else.
Okay. Darn. But I do have to say, going back to Hugo, one of my favorite things that Stormy did with my familiar is setting the scene. We were supposed to go in and like sneak into this camp to save somebody, but our paladin was wearing armor that would make a lot of noise. So we told the paladin, stay here. The rest of us are going to go sneak and do some, looking around, and then we'll give you the signal when you can come charging in. And he's like, okay, good. So he was waiting. The signal was going to be, Hugo was going to go and let him know when to charge in. So we get there, we scout it out, we were like really quiet, just watching, and then all of a sudden somebody's like, oh yeah, we need to get the paladin. So I send Hugo to go get the paladin. And Hugo lands on a tree branch in front of the paladin and just goes. And the paladin was like, is that the signal? Hugo goes. Paladin's like, okay, that's the signal. He goes charging in when we were least expecting it because we were being so quiet. And then next thing we know, charge! Paladin comes in. There's no battle going on, nothing. And the paladin was just like, where's everybody? And the rest of us are just like, oh my God.
Yes, it was great.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Needless to say, we got the attention of the thieves that came out of the cave, and a battle ensued, and yeah.
Any casualties in that battle?
Huh?
Any casualties in that battle?
The enemies, yes.
They pulled it out. Yep.
Yeah, but just seeing Stormy sit there and go.
Yeah, because obviously the owl can't talk to the paladin, and to clarify, one part of her story was that once they had surveyed the area, they basically had altered their plan. They were like, okay, there's too many of them. We probably don't want to do this, and so, but we need to get the paladin, and they didn't stop to think, oh wow, there's no way for the owl to actually communicate exactly the intent, and it's supposed to be delivering the. So it was great.
Yep.
Think
So many memories.
Next question is for you, Druid.
Name 2 hobbies other than gaming, the broad general gaming, that you enjoy.
Fitness and arts and crafts sometimes. I do pick up crocheting every once in a while when I feel like crocheting. I've got yarn. So sometimes it's just something mindless to do while you're just sitting there and lurking in streams.
So there's no other ones that come to mind? I mean,
Other hobbies?
maybe another hobby that you haven't done in a long time, but you actually have quite a a few examples of on our walls upstairs.
Oh, you mean painting?
Painting with a twist. Yeah, that one's not
Yes.
an example of yours, but
Yes. I haven't done any painting with a twist in a long time.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like to paint trees. Druids would love my trees.
Mhm. They're pretty cool.
I need one.
Hold on. I can grab one.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Surprise
Show and tell.
tree show off? Oh my gosh. See, I knew we would need
Oh no,
some
the
extra
portal is getting.
That's one of my favorites of hers. It's really cool.
I won't it. That's amazing.
Thank you for showing that.
I've got a few other trees. I got one that's like reminds me of Easter. It's not on the wall, but yeah, it reminds me of Easter. I'll have to take pictures of all of them and post them in Discord for you guys.
Yes.
It's a good idea.
I am too, OG Blaze. I'm very jealous of artists too.
But I don't paint as often as like Artology does, so.
StarKitty, share the least interesting place you have traveled to and the favorite place you have traveled to.
Least interesting place I've traveled to?
Mm-hmm. And then after that, your favorite.
Least interesting place I've traveled to is actually a smaller town here in Texas for a job. Very small town. Yeah, not much going on. Smaller than where we came from, Stormy.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a job working for a government agency here in Texas that had me travel sometimes to different areas in Texas, and yeah, it was very small. Very small.
Do you remember the name of the town? Okay, I can see why it's your least favorite. And
Yeah.
The favorite
Most interesting place?
No, not most interesting, your favorite.
Oh, favorite. That's going to be a toss-up between Disney World and Auckland, New Zealand.
Mm.
I like Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stormy took me to Disney World back in the late 2000s, and was super excited to go. I mean, I've been to Disneyland plenty of times, but it was my first time going to Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, me being Disney fan that I am, I enjoyed it so much. And then when we went to Auckland, oh my gosh, it was just very different, seeing a different side of the world that I hadn't seen in a long time, because I grew up in a military family. So we lived overseas until I was about the age of 6 when we moved stateside. So I don't have very many memories of when we lived overseas, other than I have some memories of living in Japan. But I was actually born in the Philippines. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That's a fun fact.
Yeah, military. But yeah, just being in New Zealand and seeing the water, just taking in different culture. It was definitely nice and relaxing, and it was a very nice experience. I would love to go back.
Yeah.
And see the rest of New Zealand, like the South Isle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I just want to go one day.
We'll make it happen. It'll happen.
Yeah, I mean, one of my bucket list places to visit is actually anywhere in England, because my grandmother on my dad's side is from England.
I would love to, as well.
Yep.
You hear that, Banana Tom? We're gonna come visit you.
Yep. Someday it'll happen.
OG Blaze. We're gonna come visit you.
Yep.
Let's go. All right. As somebody who has watched and supported Stormy and many, many others, including myself, what tips can you share to future streamers? Because you would have a very unique perspective as somebody who is an avid viewer of the content.
More of a listener than a viewer. Biggest thing that I can say is really, really focus on your audio first. Video can come later, but audio is like very, very big, because if they're not listening to you on their computer, they're listening to you on their phone, and sometimes they can't always watch, depending on if you're like me. If somebody's streaming, I'm listening while I'm working, so I'm not actually paying attention to whatever you're doing on screen.
Yeah.
But I just like to listen, because I just like hearing people's voices, and it just makes my day go faster when I have background noise going on. So audio is super, super important. If you can get that, to be decent, where you're not echoing, or as some other streams that I've lurked in where their microphone is right in front of them, but for some reason they turn away and you can't really hear them, and then they turn back, and it's like audio is a super important thing to me.
Yeah. I think that's a really good. I think that's a really good piece of advice, because like for me, like I'm being the visual person, like to me it's always like visual stuff come first. But I forget that not everybody thinks that way. And plus, if you're going to be sitting and watching, you're sitting, watching, and listening. So very, very important point.
I have to ask StarKitty on this same topic, though. Is there any other thing, that's not necessarily tech related, that, any kind of growing pains or issues or things behind the scenes that you've seen from us and Druid and Fade and others that will give us an additional insight from an outside perspective?
Well, sometimes you all need to pay attention to what scene you're on.
Okay, get better at being on the correct scene. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yes, because there's many times where I've seen people go full screen and they're talking. Next thing you know, they're back in the game, and you still see them full screen. It's kind of like, we don't know what's going on in the game.
I literally did that last week. Normally, I'm really good at watching my scenes too, but I happen to also have Discord pulled up. Yeah, I was not proud of that.
I feel you.
It's okay, it happens. And I'm sad I missed Druid's stream today, and I couldn't contribute to the jar cult.
Oh, I didn't stream at all today.
You didn't stream? Oh.
I did not stream today.
Okay, good. I didn't miss the jar cult.
You did not miss the jar cult.
So, StarKitty, as an introvert, do you find it challenging being around all these outgoing extroverts, and how do you navigate that?
Yes. It is hard to be an introvert in a group of extroverts, because, sometimes you all talk too much.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah, being honest. It's like there's nothing wrong with like talking, but sometimes small talk runs out, and us introverts are just like, okay, can you stop asking me questions, please?
Okay, fair enough.
And then there's me, like, what's your favorite color?
What's your favorite color? What's the last movie you saw? What do you think about this TV show? Yeah.
What do you feel about the weather? This weather's been crazy. I swear last year, I'm the queen of small talk. My poor people around me. So Fates explain introversion and extroversion in this, and so everybody wakes up with a bag of coins, and I'm curious to see if this resonates with you, StarKitty. Everybody wakes up with a bag of coins in the morning, and throughout the day, as an introvert interacts with people, you're just giving those coins away to each person that you interact with. But then there's us extroverts who just like, we're the receiver of the coins, right? We just, our coin bags get fuller and fuller. So by the end of the day, we're like, yes, I feel so energized. I feel so good. And then there's my poor little extroverted husband at the end of the day with 3 coins. Like,
I mean, introverted husband.
yeah, did I say I meant introverted. Sorry. My little introverted husband is just like, here are my last 3 coins, my lord, and hands them to me. Because I'm the, so I'm curious to know, does that resonate with you as well? Like, do you feel pretty drained by the end of the day talking to people?
Yes. I mean, like with my job right now, all of our talk is either via chat or via video. So it does it does fatigue me a lot having to interact with so many people in my job that I'm just like, by the end of the day, I'm just like, that's why I lurk in streams and I don't talk because all of it's gone.
Yep. Whereas by the end of the day, the more connection and interaction that I have, I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
My portal's on a commercial break right now. What has it been like to watch Stormy's channel from the start and to grow to what it has become? Like, what has that journey been like for you?
So I remember Stormy's start. I remember Artology's start, where I was the only one in your guys' chat, just trying to help you get used to being in front of the screen and just having somebody to talk back and forth with, because that's one of the other things that small streamers struggle with. If there's nobody in chat, then they're not talking, which when people come in and they don't see you talking, it's kind of like, well, maybe I won't watch this stream.
Yeah.
So, I mean, me being the introvert that I am, and usually by the end of the day, I'm like done chatting with people, but I'm like, okay, some more energy. Let's see if we can get them some more people to come in.
More coins.
I'm borrowing from this other bag.
Yes. So it's like just kind of like trying to come up with things to keep the chatter going. And especially helping Stormy, like, hey, pay attention to your chat, because once people start coming in and asking you questions, you need to start paying attention and like balance your time between looking at chat and playing the game.
Yeah.
Unless you're in Druid's chat.
Which is the opposite.
So yeah. It's like I know people come in to see you guys play the games, but they also come in to interact with you as well.
Yeah.
So,
That's one of the reasons why we do it. Why we, like she said, we're extroverts. So
yeah, and like whenever I'm going into a new streamer stream just to check them out for the first time, I actually do try and pay attention to how they interact with their chat. And depending on how they're interacting with their chat is whether I'll stay or I'll leave. So I've seen some people that, have some chatters in there, but for some reason the streamer is just like more focused on the game, doesn't really pay attention to chat, and chat's just talking to themselves. And I'm just like, okay, no. Because like I'll do that to see, to help you guys find somebody to raid. So if I'm giving you a suggestion, it's like I would actually watch this person.
Oh, cool! I'll remember that in the future. We'll all remember that. And that's indirectly a bit of advice from one of our previous questions. That's, make sure that you continue to interact with chat, and not get too hyper focused on the game. But then I would guess that sometimes you've probably seen the reverse of that too, where people have too many. No, I don't think you qualify. There's some people though that have too many doodads and too many things going on where they're not actually playing the game at all, and so
I've actually seen streams like that.
But yours does. I don't know. I still don't feel like yours counts, Druid, because
because we're friends.
Well, knowing that, but
I'm kidding.
Druid, I've been in other people's streams where all their chat does is just constantly set off sound alerts, bit alerts, all sorts of things, to where it gets to the point where I can't even hear the streamer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, I'm
I
gonna
mean,
leave now.
There's nothing wrong with having a bunch of really cool things to
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
like some people like that, but I mean, if I can't hear the streamer, I can't gauge their personality.
Mm. So it's a fine line to balance, I guess, huh?
It is. It is. So I applaud you guys for bringing streamers, all of you. All of you.
Thank
And
you.
some of those streams that I've lurked in where I've chatted a little bit and then I've kind of left, it's probably because it's the end of the day and I'm like, I've turned my bag inside out. I can't give anymore.
There's nothing left. I can't even take a loan out for tomorrow.
I got pulled out of emergency fund to help.
I borrowed from the future.
I'm gonna be extra tired tomorrow. Oh, my introverted loves.
Can I
I'm
share?
sorry.
I know this is your interview, StarKitty, but since we're on this topic, I want to share something that StarKitty knows about me that a lot of people don't. And it's not me trying to take over. It's just I feel like it's interesting to understand things. I'm a kind of a weird kind of paradox in that, yes, I'm an extrovert who loves interacting with people and gets energized by it, and definitely loves being the center of attention. But on the same token, I'm also, I guess because I was an only child, I spent a lot of my youth as a young kid doing stuff all by myself, and so I'm perfectly comfortable and fine, kind of being by myself, and so it's interesting. I guess there's people who find the balance between both of those, those things.
Yeah.
Stormy is an ambivert.
An ambivert, is that a thing?
That's the term.
Yeah. Whereas I grew up with all of the siblings, with all of the cousins and step siblings and noise and just crazy, just constant interaction all the time, unless I locked my bedroom door. Just constant all the time.
I mean, in a way, I guess I'm an ambivert, but I'm more introverted because I do teach fitness classes 4 days a week. I'm the center of attention 4 days a week, which is like a big no-no for being an introvert. You want to be in the back.
I do think it is like more of a spectrum. You know, there's always gonna be the variety, and also you could shift in that little, like there's like a little where you're like, this is where my average is, and I'm just gonna kind of fluctuate by that depending on how much sleep I got the day before.
Oh yes.
Well said. Well said. Yeah. So, StarKitty, name the top 2 accomplishments you're most proud of in your life.
Top 2 accomplishments.
So far, by the way.
So far?
Yeah.
Being the first one in my immediate family to get a bachelor's degree. Second biggest accomplishment, being the first one in my immediate family to move out of state.
Yes, you truly are a success story in that regard, and I'm proud of you, and I know in some way so is your family. So, yeah, we're all proud of you, right? She's doing so good.
Yes. Just love you.
I'm proud of all of you in chat that are watching right now. You're doing an amazing job, and I appreciate all of you.
I want that as a soundbite.
Heck yeah.
StarKitty Words of Wisdom soundbite. What bucket list items have you completed since you have moved to Austin?
Bucket list items, huh? Got to see the Alamo in San Antonio. I'm a big history person, so I grew up learning about the Alamo and everything that happened there. Always wanted to go see it, so yeah, got to see the Alamo. Got to compete in quite a few Magic the Gathering competitions, to the point where there was one year I was crowned Texas Women's State Champ. And that's because it was a competition of like over 200 people, and it was the highest finishing female would be the Texas Women's State Champ. And out of a pool of 200 plus people, I finished 22nd place.
I was super proud of you that night.
White Splash Black Humans.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite deck. Oh, I miss that deck.
and what other bucket list items? Because I know there are a couple more. More than a couple.
Let's see.
Come on, it's okay to share the girly girl one.
There's been a few bucket list items that we accomplished before we moved to Austin. She's asking since we moved to Austin. So, definitely.
You can say it.
I guess it's not considered a bucket list item, but yeah, some of the different jobs that I've held here in Austin, working for some big companies. Also, just traveling internationally for the first time since I was 6. So when we went to Auckland, I knew a new bucket list item was to just travel somewhere internationally.
Yeah.
And yeah, going to New Zealand.
Yeah.
That was back in 2019.
I'm fishing for something.
Fishing for. I was gonna literally like. He has that like. I'm fishing for a particular thing. Look on his face, and he.
Come on, you know what I'm fishing for, StarKitty. You can share with me. I think you do.
Sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I might need a DM hint.
A DM hint, huh? Music, girly girl music.
Oh yes, biggest bucket list item that I have that I've actually accomplished twice. I'm a teeny bopper. I'm a big Backstreet Boys fan, and I got to see them live in concert twice.
Wait, you went to see him a second time? When was that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
So the first time they came through after their release of In a World Like This album.
Uh-huh.
I went to that show.
I remember that.
I was like so close to the front of the stage. I could reach out and shake their hands. It was definitely a fangirl moment. And then the second time that I saw them in person, they were part of a Christmas themed show that was going on. So it was them plus 3 other acts. They were the last act of the show. So
what was I doing that night? I don't remember the second time.
That's because the second time I went with somebody else that I knew.
No, I know, but I mean, well, I didn't go with you the first time. I took you.
No, you didn't go with me the first time.
And by the way, it wasn't because I'm a bad spouse. It was just the opposite. I knew that if I went with her, that I would probably be kind of miserable, and so I didn't want to drag down her experience. And so I took her and picked her up. And
yeah, I didn't have to pay for parking. It was nice.
Or wait for parking. Wait to get all the time frame of it. Yeah.
Oh yes, yes. Trying to leave those venues after a concert ends.
Ugh.
Right on. Okay, the next one is me, huh? So, StarKitty, what inspired you to become a fitness? By the way, some of these questions, even though I'm asking them, it may not have been a question that I came up with. It might have been somebody else. But what inspired you to become a fitness instructor?
So, ever since I was a kid, I knew I wanted to be a teacher. That's how I would always play pretend with my dolls and stuff. I would be teacher. I'd be presenting something. And I just didn't know what I wanted to teach because, like, as I got older and I started realizing that, elementary school kids are fun, but they're a lot of energy to deal with. And then as they get older and you move into, like, middle school where they got their hormones fluctuating and it's just kind of like, they can be just as just as interesting as the younger kids. And then you get into high school and you're just like, all that high school drama was like, yeah, if I ever want to get into teaching, I'd probably have to look at college, but then I'd have to go to school for a lot longer
Yeah.
to become a college professor. So fitness is kind of something that just fell into place because Stormy and I were members of the local Gold's Gym here. And like I like group classes because they help keep me accountable. So, and I really enjoyed the body flow class, taking it and just stretching and exercising and so on and so forth. But in order to be an instructor to teach that program, you have to film yourself teaching a class. And me being the introvert that I am was like, you're not going to put me in front of a camera. No. I need to get comfortable first. So there was another class that I took called PIO, and I'd been taking it for a while, and they had an instructor training coming in, and I was like interested, but I still didn't think I could get up in front of people and do it.
Yeah.
But there was one day we were at the mall. Stormy was looking for some shoes, and the song came on the radio in the mall, and like my muscle memory took over because a lot of the classes are choreographed to music. Muscle memory took over, and I'm standing there in the store doing some exercises. People are looking at me, and I'm just like, Stormy had to point it out to me. He's like, you know, you're lunging, right? I'm like, I was so lost in my own world. And it was at that point where Stormy was like, I'm going to pay for you to go to training, and you're going to do this.
That's so good.
So my Valentine's Day gift that year was PIO instructor training. I went. I was certified by the end of the day, and I didn't have to film myself teaching anything. So I was like, okay, I'm good. And then I had to get hired on at the gym. So being able to get hired on and actually being able to practice being in front of people definitely helped me prepare to film to become a body flow instructor. And lo and behold, June will be 8 years since I started teaching.
It's amazing.
So,
proud of you.
what are the classes you are licensed to teach then?
I am licensed to teach Beachbody PIO, Les Mills Body Balance, Body Flow, Les Mills Bar, and another program called Soul Fusion.
Look at you. I
But
just admire you
how many
so
classes
much.
are you currently teaching?
4.
No, I mean, how many types of classes?
Oh, so I have 3 body balance classes that I teach during the week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and then I teach PIO on Sundays.
So right now, of what you're qualified to teach, you're only teaching 2 of the programs you're qualified for.
Yes.
And that's just based upon the gym and scheduling and stuff like that.
The gym, scheduling, and also licensing for programs.
All right, now off on a different topic that you will no doubt enjoy, I'm sure. Name 3 games that you have finished.
3 games that I have finished. Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay.
It's actually my favorite Final Fantasy game. I never got to finish 7 because my younger brother lost disc 2. I was very sad.
Oh no.
Okay.
I know. I get to the end of disc 1. I'm like, yes, more story. Younger brother, where's disc 2? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I never got to finish it. But yeah, Final Fantasy VIII. See, several of the Divinity games because I played them with Stormy. Diablo 3, I played with Stormy. Stardew Valley, I played that on my own. Let me see, what other games are on my list that I've finished? Those are the ones that come to mind.
Right on. Awesome.
Name your favorite game that you have not finished.
Final Fantasy VII.
Really? It's not 4?
No. I also never finished Resident Evil 4. I'm a big Resident Evil fan.
Yeah, Final Fantasy and Resident. Yeah, sorry, I was getting them confused.
Yeah. It's like if he's saying 4, he's probably thinking Resident Evil 4.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, I played Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube when it first came out and never got to finish it because I can't aim in the game and I suck at inventory management when it comes to shooting. I always run out of bullets, and then next thing I know, I'm running around going, "Oh my god!
Where are the bullets? Where are they going?"
Or at least you did back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm tempted by the Resident Evil 4 remake.
I'm sure you are.
Banana Tom was like, "I can recommend the remake Star Kitty. The aim is spot on now, literally." Like,
okay, Star
I'm gonna have
Kitty.
to try that. Resident Evil 4.
We're gonna jump back a little bit again here, talking about a little bit more of yourself professionally. What's the shortest job you've ever had? This is one we ask almost all the folks that come on the show.
Shortest job I've had?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like thinking of all the jobs that I've held, I mean, the shortest one, several different ones have been like 6 months.
You didn't have any that were shorter than that?
No, not that I can think of. I'm like running through my resume in my head.
How long were you at that Sears job that sucked so bad?
About 6 months.
Was it that long? I thought it was. I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was shorter than that.
retail jobs make you feel guilty for leaving any earlier than 6 months.
I had a very valid reason for leaving that job.
Yes.
I'm not going to share it on stream.
Yeah. It's a little bit too dark.
Okay. What life advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
I could give life advice to my 20-year-old self now. Buy Amazon stock.
Oh, come on.
But it makes sense, though.
It does,
That's a good
but
piece of advice.
Yeah, but we're not talking about like time travel shenanigans. Come on, we're talking about philosophy.
She said life advice. Buy stock. Invest.
Okay, all right. I see what you're saying.
Money.
Invest in your. If I could give my 20-year-old self some life advice, it'd be to definitely invest in yourself and to really, take on some extra skills. Not only ones that'll help buffer your resume or help, your resume, but just the things that you enjoy doing. Trying to figure out, what exactly you want to be when you grow up. Because I struggled for the longest time to figure out what I wanted to be growing up. I mean, I went to college right after high school and I wasn't ready for it. And my grades reflected that. I took a break, took a 5-year break, and then decided when I was ready to go back, I went back. Still had no idea what I wanted to do because I spent so much time trying to please other people. And yeah, I never figured out myself. I never invested in myself. So
Until later.
Yeah, until later.
Great piece of advice, though. Invest in yourself. Buy stock.
All right, Star Kitty. What is the weirdest sleeping dream you have ever had, and the weirdest place you have slept?
Weirdest sleeping dream that I've had. One of the weirdest ones that I could remember, I was wandering through a dark, spooky, haunted house that had a lot of doors. I just remember wandering and seeing all these doors. And yeah, it was really strange. And there's this one night that Stormy freaked me out in the middle of the night because I wake up and next thing I know, he's speaking in a foreign language. And I have no idea what language he's speaking. And then he finally said one particular word, and I was like, oh, okay, he's speaking French in his sleep. I wake him up, I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, huh? What? I'm like, are you okay? You were speaking French. He goes, really? What did I say? I was like, I don't know, I don't speak French.
I remember that.
It was like, I seriously, when I woke up and heard him speaking a different language, I thought he was speaking Latin. I was like, oh my God, is he summoning something?
So good. Wow.
Oh, that's cute, baby.
Wow.
All right. And weirdest place you have slept?
The weirdest place that I've slept. Well, my family used to go camping a lot, so yeah, there's been definitely some places where I've slept on the ground in a sleeping bag out in the open. Those weren't fun. Wake up with mosquito bites on your face.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So several different camping places that we went to where we used to live in New Mexico. So yeah, some of the weirdest places.
Okay. Next question is a deep. We need to know. Are hot dogs considered a sandwich, in your opinion?
Oh. That's a very deep question there.
That is a very, very deep question.
Because a sandwich is considered 2 slices of bread with something in it.
A hot dog bun is
2 slices of bread with something in it.
no, but it's technically one piece of bread.
Yes. Well, depends on if you keep the bread together, if you split it apart.
And you could also argue that technically speaking, like the sandwich slices of a sandwich were originally one piece of bread in one loaf.
Yeah. It was a
Technicalities.
technicalities.
So what's your answer? Yes, you think it's a sandwich?
I mean, yeah, I would consider a sandwich. A burger is a sandwich.
Okay. All right. So this last question of our questions before we move to chat questions, I already know the answer to, but this was one of Druid's, and it just didn't work out. We should have flip-flopped those questions, I guess, but that's okay.
Fine.
So, StarKitty, because inquiring minds, especially Druid, want to know, dark chocolate or white chocolate?
Dark.
And why is that?
Dark chocolate, because dark chocolate has some stress relieving stuff in it, and it's so good.
Yes. I love dark chocolate too.
White chocolate sometimes makes me nauseous.
White chocolate's not really chocolate. It's disgusting. It's sugar bar.
So you don't like white chocolate either, huh?
Nope.
Right on. Another thing you two have in common. That's great. Right on.
What percentage is your favorite, percentage for dark chocolate?
I don't know. I mean, I'll eat any percentage dark chocolate. Well, actually, 88% is as far as I'll go, because the closer you get to 100%, I'm just kind of like, this is a little too bitter for me.
You gotta have a little bit of sweetness.
Yeah, I like between 80, 90%. That's where I'm happy.
Yep.
All right.
So
well,
let's go, Bobo.
Looks like we got some questions in here now. I agree with Banana Tom. Growing up, what's that? I'm freaking Peter Pan. I'm never growing
Yeah,
up.
so chat, if you do have any question, now is the time. Please go for it.
And while we're waiting, it sounds like Druid has more questions or something to say.
I was gonna say, like, how do you feel now that you've made it through our questionnaire? How do you feel?
Your guys' questions didn't make me nervous. It's chat questions that I'm just like, do I plead the fifth?
Well, it depends on the questions, right?
That is true. That is true.
I like Insomnia's point. My whole setup is about interaction.
Is Aries here today? I thought he was one of the ones who had some interesting questions for StarKitty. Maybe he got tied up. Hopefully not literally. Unless he's having fun being tied up. Tronman3000 has a question. Do you have two of those lamp things behind both of you? Lamp things?
Oh, the colors? The color changing lights?
Yeah, so I have some of this. Okay, I have similar lighting setups for both rooms. That one obviously was the first stream room, and that was the model, right? And as far as the little lamp thing, I think maybe Tron Man's talking about the little mister that's right behind the statue there. That is the only one we have. What's behind me is a much brighter light for that kind of stuff.
I'll read Banana Tom's question in. What is your go-to happy place? Like a room full of puppies or kittens in your case, etc.?
Definitely a room full of kittens, kitties. Doesn't matter how old the cat is, it's still a kitty to me.
It's a kitten!
It's a kitty. Kitty.
I have to start.
Just like I have a background on my computer, it's the soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Yay. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. I love that.
Right on. You are absolutely the StarKitty.
I'll have to start documenting, because like there are.
That's why I want to go to Japan. They have cat cafes.
Mm-hmm.
You can go have coffee with a cat.
That's awesome. I agree. You were saying, Druid?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I have to just start documenting the amount of cats that actually come through the drive-through. Obviously we have a lot of dogs and stuff, but I have had enough cats go through where I'm like, I should start documenting the amount of people that have cats in their car. I'll have to just be like, can I take a picture? I have people I need to share this with.
Yes, Bobo. Join me at the cat cafe. We'll all have to take trips to Japan together.
We're just going to have to take a lot of trips.
Yes. European vacation, Japanese vacation, New Zealand vacation. Yep. Maybe
in that order.
One of our first trips should be like meet up at a one of the Twitch cons when they have those.
Yes.
Jumping off point.
TwitchCon, let's go. Any other questions, chat? I actually like to think Bobo was another.
Yes, Druid, we have somebody else to join the club.
Yes. We're going to take over the internet. I have a question. After we ask Tron Man's question.
Okay.
Tron Man asks, what is StarKitty's favorite fantasy game or franchise?
Any of the Final Fantasy series, definitely been a big fan of those. Grew up playing a lot of those games. Yeah. Yeah, JRPGs, gotta love them.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask, our current campaign, D&D campaign we're playing, what has been one of your favorite moments of our current campaign thus far?
Favorite moments of the current campaign.
That's a great question.
It doesn't have to be big or fantastical. They could just be some of the smaller moments too. I'm not picky.
Well, I mean, a lot of my favorite moments do revolve around the times when I do get to when I have spent the time to like parody a song and I get to share it with everybody.
So
Yes.
good.
I still have quite a few in the works, but I just haven't had dedicated time to them.
Yeah, I've bragged about your Rickroll at my IRL job. Like I've bragged about it. I'm like, it was the best.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have her completely write it out. Then I'm just gonna just try to get as many people with like musical talents to like make it happen.
It is written out. I do have that. That's the only song that I've fully fleshed out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll work on those others. We just need to find some time, make some time. Yep. It's like Banana Tom is asking. He says, "You said what your favorite D&D class? What is a race and class that you would not pick?"
I don't know. I mean, like, there's so many races in the D&D world that I haven't even touched on as far as like playing any type of character.
If we just talked about the core races in the player's handbook.
Are you talking about the core races, Banana Tom?
Or even maybe he's more curious about what class you would not pick. Is there any limit, basically? Is it just based upon kind of preference that you haven't played? You said that you didn't play Barbarian. I'm reading way into Banana Tom's question, but you haven't played a Barbarian and a Monk. Is it because you don't have any interest in playing either one of those characters? You wouldn't ever, or just haven't gotten around to it?
I've had interest in playing them. It's just trying to figure out what kind of personality I want to go with that character, or with that class. Same thing with the race. I sometimes try to like min-max my character because I can roll some insane stats for my character sometimes. So, yeah, that's because of the way Stormy lets us roll our characters.
Yeah, it's a little OP, which won't be that way with the TTRPG we're building.
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say there isn't a race that I wouldn't play. I like to reserve that for judgment once I've actually played those races and played those classes, because D&D is a whole big world of not only races in the core handbook, but you've got supplementary books that introduce new races and classes, and you've got some specialty books that have new races and classes, and there's just so much.
Yeah, 3.5 got crazy out of hand. It really did. Looks like
I do have a.
Yeah.
Oh, I have another. Hydrate. This is totally water.
Hey, Lucy.
Hydrate.
It's not. It's coffee. I have another question. I've noticed that you do a lot of multi-classing in a lot of the characters you have talked about, but you haven't multi-classed with Emmeline Ray. Is there a reason you haven't multi-classed with her? Have you just not felt a reason to, or did you?
I haven't felt a reason to multi-class her because I mean, there are some campaigns where I like to try playing just a straight character class.
Mhm.
And with Emmeline in mind, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep her as a straight bard throughout the
Mhm.
entire campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had other campaigns in the past where I've played straight class characters, like my Daenerys Ravencare, she was a straight sorceress throughout the whole campaign.
Mm-hmm. And Evelyn, she was a
Straight wizard.
a straight wizard necromancer. Yeah, is
Yep.
super hyper focused. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, my necromantic wizard.
Yeah.
And had an undead familiar.
Yeah. Fifth ed makes it not as enticing to multiclass too. I feel like there are certain combinations that are pretty amazing, but there's not as many like reasons to dip into another class that often in fifth ed, like there was in the older editions.
3.5, there's so many options, and sometimes it's better to multi-class. That way you can start to make your way into a prestige class. Like the campaign that Stormy and I are in on Sundays that we play with our friend group. My character is a wizard, cleric, mystic theurge.
Mystic Theurge is a prestige
Theurge.
class, yeah.
Nice.
Tronman has another question that's interesting about video games. Of the Elder Scrolls games 1 through 5, which game is your least favorite to play and why? And I'll qualify, I guess start it off with first, tell him which games you've played and which one was your least favorite of the Elder Scrolls
Out of
games.
all the Elder Scrolls games that I've played,
Yeah, which ones have you played?
I've played a little bit of Oblivion because Stormy had me try it, but at the time I wasn't a big fan of first-person perspective, so I didn't really continue forward after playing it for a little bit. But I have played Elder Scrolls Online. I did enjoy that. It wasn't until Phasmophobia came out where I started to really like, okay, first person's not so bad after all. So maybe I'll give Elder Scrolls a try in the future.
Sorry, Loomis, we have those disabled during this chat. By the way,
OG Blaze, congrats on your first emote.
Yeah, congrats, OG Blaze. It's awesome.
You.
And by the way, I want to share with you guys some other exciting news. Another person who we're going to be interviewing in 2 weeks' time is here in chat. Loomis is here. We're so looking forward to him. My goodness, it's going to be back-to-back funness. Fantastic.
I totally did not infiltrate your Discord to snoop ideas, I swear.
By what she's saying there, Loomis, is just literally the opposite of what she just said.
Since Loomis redeemed the Nani, I will attempt it. Nani?
Nani?
Your emote is very cute, OG Blaze. I love it.
Yes.
Oh, he posted it. Oh.
It's a pupper. It's a pupper.
That's cute.
Look at the pictures. Awesome. I love how we all have like our pets as emotes. Hold on, now I have to post my pet emote. I say pet, but like that's not really true. It's definitely she is a god. Here we go.
I definitely use a lot of Bashaby's emotes and Stormy's emotes.
Yeah, you do a lot. Yeah, you like. I don't blame you for liking Bashaby's kitties. Those are all three of those are adorable. I use them too. Yeah, yeah, I need to get more animated emotes made too. Like those are cool.
Oh! What is this? What is this?
That's a different one.
Oh, that is so cute.
Banana Tom.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, here I thought we were going to end up going long, but we actually wrapped up a little faster than I thought. But I guess it makes sense because StarKitty is so succinct in what she shares, and because she's a very focused person, and so when she answers, it's just very succinct and to the point, And
We just
Yeah.
know for next time we have to at least double our questions.
I was expecting Aries to have a bunch of questions for me.
yeah, but for some reason he's not here today. We thought he was going to be too. I intend that everything's okay with him.
I hope so.
Yep.
Now
So
he's probably prepping for his debut tomorrow.
I
I know,
Forget
right?
everybody. Aries debut tomorrow.
Yep.
If you haven't started following D Gamer Aries yet, go follow D Gamer Aries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Do it.
Jayhawk, can I get a shout out for D Gamer Aries?
Yes. And same thing for Loomis and for Tron Man and for
Banana Tom.
Banana Tom. Well, I
And
was
Loomis.
and then also for Insomnia Night.
Lucifer. And Lucy.
So many shout outs.
I think Dagoth is AFK at the moment. Well, we have
That's all right.
shouted you out in spirit, guys. Actually, I can do the I can at least get D Gamer Aries up here.
Yes.
Yes, Dark Diaz, you should start streaming. Just like I've had people tell me I should start streaming too.
I totally didn't want to add the question, when will that happen, to the list, I swear.
She's
It'll happen when I decide it
Thanks,
happens.
Dark Diaz.
And don't worry, Druid, you'll be like the second person to know.
Yay! I'm happy and thankful to be the second.
Yes. Technically, she'll be
The
the.
first person would obviously be myself. No, it's be Stormy.
I was gonna say you'd be technically Drew would be the third because you would be the first person to know once you've decided, and then I would be the second. So, I mean, you know, but I guess second person outside of yourself. All right. So, yeah, and I'm totally down with what you had suggested too, or what we talked about. I think she'd be amazing VTuber, and VTuber is a huge popping trend, and I don't mean like one of these fad style trends that burns out quickly. I suspect that VTubers are going to be like they're pretty much taking over
Yeah.
big time, and so
Well, I can definitely see the appeal. Something that I really liked about what, like, with Aries is like he has a whole story. He has like all of this stuff, and you know, he gets to like highlight an aspect of his personality without having his like face attached to it. It's like, this is the character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the character I'm playing, and like this is the aspect that I want to show and be a part of and do the thing, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you know, Stormy and I were like, nah, here's our faces. We're like, now give us the attention, you know?
And Dark Diaz, when you do decide to start streaming, let us know. You know, we will all be there for you.
100%.
Yeah, because
I
that's
will
what
lurk in your chat.
that's what Stormkeep is all about: lifting each other up. We're using this amazing platform that Twitch has created to build this awesome network of Twitch fam and grow as much as we can. You know, it's
Yeah.
amazing. I am so distracted there, Druid, by the portal cam behind you there. That is so cool. You want to show off what you got there? You got this 3D printed device by.
So one of my friends at work 3D printed me one of these portal things, and it is so cool. And this has my old phone in it. So basically, yeah. And
so
then,
it's basically like a phone carrier, just like a
phone
you just
holder and
stick your
everything,
old
and then just-
phone and. That's nifty. I love it. That's so cool.
I am so happy.
It's a very fitting color for you too, Druid.
Mm-hmm.
I know. The other side is fitting for fate.
Ooh, look at that.
Ooh, wow.
Look at that.
That's nifty. That is so badass. I love it.
That's so cool. I can't. So yeah.
That's nice.
Yes.
StarKitty,
Yes.
I just have to say, as always, it's been a pleasure and an honor to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being in our lives, being in my life, but definitely sharing yourself and supporting us, and for being willing to come on the show and let us, pick your brain and get to know you a little bit better.
You deserve snacks now to kind of recharge after all of this energy that you've extruded out there, you know?
That's right. Yeah.
Hashtag Stormkeep crew.
Hashtag Stormkeep crew. Or what was it, Banana Tom? Hashtag streamer Stormkeep. I like it. You guys are amazing. Just as a reminder, guys, later on tonight, probably in roughly 30 minutes or so, StarKitty and Lucifer and Banana Tom and I are going to stream a game. So come check us out. And then, of course, tomorrow is D&D time. So I'm excited about that. Real quick though, before we wrap up and leave StarKitty and wrap up the show, any other questions from folks in channel? Loomis is right. Everyone knows StarKitty is the one that makes this channel run. Absolutely, 100%. and I do want to StarKitty. Is there anything else that you would like to share with everybody, just personally?
Don't call out your lurkers in your streams. Just let them lurk.
Yeah. That's actually really good advice. A lot of folks don't realize that it's bad Twitch etiquette to call out lurkers because it makes them feel on the spot and uncomfortable. They like to lurk, and let them be in the shadows and relax and enjoy your company.
And sometimes we could be AFK and we can't hear you.
That too. Like gone to the bathroom, grab some snackos, busy at work, So.
Yes.
Good advice. Good advice.
That is very good advice.
And I don't know how many times Stormy has called me out and I'm like doing something else.
Well, you're a little bit different. You're one of my mods. I need you sometimes, but I get it. Yeah, it's all good. No worries.
I'd be nothing without my moderators.
I know, right? They're fantastic. They help us so much. Izolade, Daddy Dagov, Kill DG, you guys are amazing, all of you. And StarKitty, you're amazing. So
shout out to Streamlabs. Let's go.
All right.
Shout out to Streamlabs for, reminding everybody to take a break every hour.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, we're gonna say goodbye to you. Thanks again for coming on the show, StarKitty, and I'm sure in the future
you're awesome.
We'll have you again.
They're playing art.
That's cute.
Streamlabs is streaming art.
No way! I didn't know Streamlabs was art.
I'm gonna have to follow Streamlabs now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
All right. So now we're gonna pull away. Thanks again, StarKitty. We'll see you later.
It was fun raiding Bandwidth and Banter.
Right on. Thank you for raiding Bandwidth and Banter. We'll see you tomorrow, StarKitty. Wow.
I just love her.
I know.
I love her so much.
See, it's always amazing to see her radiance shine and to share her. And like I said, she's my avatar of joy. And so I'm glad that she could be here and share that some parts of herself with you guys. And thank you all for, yes, I trust me, I know Dagoth. I have zero doubt that is the case. Druid. It's been a great day, hasn't it? Been an exciting day.
It has been wonderful. Mm-hmm. I think what was very nice was we had to stop talking, so we didn't talk over her. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And yet we still kept trying to. But I think it was good to be able to highlight her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Considering she is a staple every week now, you know,
For the
it had
last
to happen.
52 weeks, right?
Correct?
Right on. A whole
Correct.
year.
52.
Wow. Over a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We've been streaming D&D for literally a year now. We start
Yeah.
go, more than, next week will be more than that. So, well, my goodness. I know you got stuff to do this evening, and we are sorry that you weren't able to stream today, but we do understand.
That's okay. That's okay. Because, there's been some behind the scenes stuff I've had to work on, and I've just been putting off. And it's about time I did it. And I did it. And, it took me longer than it should have because I am not tech savvy. It's okay.
Well, no worries at all. But we'll see you tomorrow night for 53rd episode of Dungeons and Dragons: Isles in the Mist. And be sure to tune in to me tonight, guys, for the other stream. And appreciate you all so much. Love you guys.